The next speaker, yeah, it's me, Hangzhou from the CKCon Fund. So because Anna is not here, so I just to start my talk. Thank you. Please find my slides. Yes, this is my talk's title. Say hello to Web5. Yeah, because today I think we have listened many a little hard and technical talks. So for my talk, this is a little easy to understand. And when we talk about the Web5, when we talk about the future of the internet, there has been a lot of buzz around the Web3. Yeah, the promise of decentralized web, powered by smart contracts and blockchain technologies, has captured the imagination and billions in investment. But today, we want to challenge this storytelling and present a different vision, the Web5. So, you might be wondering what is Web5 and what's about the Web4. Indeed, Web5 isn't just a clever market term or a mathematic joke. It represents something fundamentally different from the current Web3. Because we know that Web3 just put everything on chain and create the world computer. However, the Web5 wants to enhance it. It combines the best part of Web2 and the Web3. It wants to combine the Web2's efficiency and the Web3's trustness. So we will find a world that P2P interactions can happen directly, secure by blockchain, but not burdened by it. Well, how to understand these words? Let's do some comparison. Yeah. The first one, we can see that the Web3 is like a world computer, but Web5 is like P2P ecosystems. By trying to put everything on chain and attempt to turn the blockchain into a general purpose world computer, Ethereum and its followers have not only run into the serious scalability challenges, but also have created some, maybe you can call it the pseudo decentralized application or platforms. And this approach has invited the recreation of some, such as the risk-seeking intermediaries and the centralized checkpoint that the blockchain was trying to solve. Well, even the Ethereum's core developer Peter recently expressed deep disappointment about the industrial direction, described the industrial as just a little like the casino. The sentiment reflects a growing recognition that something we have went wrong, and we need to say why we go to the wrong way. To understand where we lost our way, we need to return to the first principle. When Satoshi wrote the Bitcoin's white paper, he never once used the word blockchain or decentralization, which we are very familiar today in every day's news in our industry, right? But we look at the white paper of the Bitcoin. The title is Bitcoin P2P electronic cash system. And there wasn't a word related to blockchain or something like that. That means maybe we need to find that for the P2P system, the blockchain is just the tool, but not the goal, right? So this brings us to a crucial distinction that we often overlook, that the difference between decentralization and P2P architecture. And this picture shows that, yeah, from the left is the centralized system, and the center is the decentralized one, and the last one is the P2P systems. We can find that for the decentralized networks, there also has a hierarchy or the centralized point. And to see the difference, we can look at the internet, for example. It's a decentralized system that has no one in control of the whole internet. However, we also have, say, the countless example of regions being cut off from the internet, traffic censored and domain name sized. Yeah. So, comparatively, for the P2P system, there has no hierarchy. It's just a network of direct interaction between the users, between the participants. Let me show you a simple example. When Anis wants to pay Bob $10, the ideal scenario is for Anis to directly pay the money, right? They need to put the transaction totally on a network and broadcast to everyone. But for Web3, maybe we have forgotten the fundamental truth. Indeed, it insists that every transaction, every interaction, every piece of data must go through the blockchain consensus. For the Bitcoin, for what we want to go to the future, they use the consensus to prevent the double spending. While for the Web3, maybe they just use the consensus everywhere and waste the really important point. Okay, and the second part is the second comparison is the Web3 is the POS plus account model, and Web5 is the POW plus UTX model. Because if we want to build Web5, to build the P2P applications, I think we first need a P2P network. As blockchain technology exists today, the Bitcoin's POW and its UTX model might be the only way to build a P2P network. With the POW, miners extend the computational power to compete for the right to append a new block to the chain, and the work of the entire world's miners can be verified by checking a single hash per block, which is something that any device, such as our laptop, desktop, and our phone, can do. And the Bitcoin's UTX model treats each transaction output as the first-class assets, just like the physical cash or the coin in your wallet. That means the transactions are easily verified, and a user can even choose to only validate transactions that are related to them. And combining the POW and the UTX model makes it easy for users to run the full nodes on their laptop and desktop and something like that, and to run the net clients or SPV clients. Combining the network of full nodes run by users with net clients, there has no reliance on centralized RPC, nodes provider, or any other intermediaries that could lock a user out of the network. Yeah, and unfortunately, we will find that for the Ethereum part, it's very hard to achieve this part. Even though recently the Vitalik said maybe we can through the ZK technology to achieve this part, but we all know that they have many ways for the ZK technology to go. Moreover, I think we can look at this picture, because we all know that maybe everything is related to the politicals, yeah. And in the political science, we also have one model that is very useful when we want to compare different things. That means the political campus. In this campus, which have two axes, one related to how you look at the organization or the society, and another one related to how you look at the economics. So we can find that for POW and the UTX model is related to the libertarianism and the individualism. Because for the miners, you will see that they just have to compete with each other. So this is related to individual issues, and they do not have a collaborative or authority and or a community to say which block should to be added to the chain. And for the UTXO, as we introduced as previously, it's just the assets that everyone can control it. It's related to the free market. Yeah. So we are finding that for the POW and the UTX model, the Bitcoin model is totally different with the POS and the account model from even not only the technical part, but also maybe from the social science part. So when we choose which technology to develop, it's not only related to the technology, but also related to which kind of the society we want to contribute to. Yeah, and then the third comparison is Web3 is scaling horizontally, and Web5 scale vertically. For this part, the Web3 approach to scaling is to create more chains, the layer 2, layer 3, and so on. It's like trying to solve traffic congestions by building more highways. However, this horizontal scaling introduces significantly problem of its own. Because each new chain requires its own security model, validator set, and economy incentives. This not only fragment liquidity and security, but also create complexity for developers and users who navigate multiple chains and deals with the risk of bridges and cross-chain communications. Well, for this part, for the horizontal, you may be wondering why I say this scaling in the Ethereum and its folders as the horizontal. Because I think that while Ethereum's layer 2 solutions like the OP, Arbitrum, and the Polygon, something like that, they may use the Ethereum for data availability or security challenges. They are operate as separate layer 1 chains with their own fee market and other rules, such as the sequencer, which have the similar business scenario with the Ethereum layer 1. So I think we should look at the Ethereum or the Web3's layers. They are just a very big layer 1, yeah, because they only to solve the similar problems. But for the Web5 trying to take a vertical scaling approach with a single base layer and off-chain scaling solutions. This ensures that all transactions ultimately sit on the base layer and contribute to its security and sustainability, just as this picture shows. Okay, and let's take the Lightning Network, for example. We have the base layer, such as the Bitcoin, to provide the security and the settlement. And we have programmable layers to enable the scalability and programmability. And then above them, we have the Lightning Network to ensure the P2P channels and the interactions. Yeah, and I think that when we have this different layers design and to support the P2P channel, we can not only build the P2P or the Web5 world on our CKB, and because we can use channels to connect with other ecosystems, such as this picture shows that I think that in the first industrial revolution, we have the channels to transfer the energy. Yeah, and correspondingly, for its application, we have the currency exchange. And then we go into the second industrial revolution, we have the channel for information. And respondingly, we have the centralized, such as the Visa or something like that, to transfer the value. But however, we have found that for this channel, the infrastructure, they're just the application. They're based on the information channels. And we really need something in the infrastructure layer also can support the transfer of values. That means the value channel. And through that, we can not only connect such as CKB's fiber connect with Cardano's Hydra and the Bitcoin's Lightning Network, but also can, based on them, to support totally interesting and new applications, such as the machine-to-machine connection and something like that. Yes. Yeah, and for our CKB ecosystems, we have said there have many approaches to achieve the Web5, such as CKB, RGB, fiber network, utility stack, and something like that, and many other more and more projects and ecosystem projects and the protocol and join our ecosystem. I think we all learn from their details in previous talk. So I will, and here I only thanks all our team's contribution and just ignore these details. Yeah, such as this picture shows our architecture of our ecosystem. But I want to talk a little more about this picture. Yeah. This picture is in one of our Web5 articles published maybe 2 months ago. And in this part, I think to show how we can look at what we have established in our CKP ecosystem, and what's their relationship, and how they can achieve the Bitcoin-based Web5 that in our imagine. Yeah, let's use this to show. Okay. Yes. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. When we want to understand this picture, we need to know that from maybe the network science and the social science theories, they think that there have 3 points related to the power or the authority or something like that, or the resources that in a network. That means the participation, ownership, and the distribution. Yeah. And that means when we want to analyze whether this network is decentralized or P2P, and we can from these 3 points. And for this participation, I think it's a technical layer related to the POW and the programmable UTXO. And for this point, and our CKB and our nervous, we have the RGB++ layer. Yeah. And for that, then because we have the RGB+ layer, we can involve more users in the Bitcoin ecosystem to do the participation. Yes. And finally, it will establish communities in the ecosystem. And then for this part, the Lightning Network related to ownership, because through the Lightning Network, it can estimate the intermediaries in the transaction. And for this part, right now we have the CKB fiber network, and I think the mainnet will be online in the end of this year. Yeah. And when we combine this RGB++ layer and fiber network, we will achieve what? The innovative Bitcoin finance, such as maybe when we have the fiber network and based on the programmability. Previously, I want to buy a cup of coffee from you, but you only want to receive the stablecoin, but I only have the Bitcoin. Yeah. Previously, when I want to do this kind of finance actions, I need to swap my BTC to stablecoin or other coin you want to receive through centralized exchange or other ways. But right now, based on our RGB++ programmability and our fiber network, I can send the BTC to you and you will receive the stablecoin. Yeah, I think based on this paradigm transfer, we can really create many innovative Bitcoin decentralized finance scenarios. Yeah. And just as I introduced this part, I mentioned the stablecoin, because we all know that only based on the Bitcoin, maybe it's very hard for people to use because the price changes every day, right? So people always want to buy and hold. So we really need the stablecoin, and based on the stablecoin, maybe we can transfer the currently token-oriented business scenarios to the service-oriented scenarios. Yeah. And for this part, when we combine them and them, we can have the P2P economics. And for the Lightning Network and stablecoin, we have the really crypto-based PayFi or the crypto payment. And integrate all these 3 parts, we can achieve the Bitcoin-based Web5. Yeah, I think maybe this is not related to technical part. It's related to the storytelling or narrative part to understand what we have done and what we will go. And where we will go, yeah, sorry. So for the takeaway, first, Web5 means Web2 plus Web3. And Web3 is like a world computer, and Web5 is the P2P system. And Web3, there have 3 comparisons: POS account, POW UTXO, scaling horizontal or vertical. And Web5 isn't about a revolution, about evolution. And finally, I think this sentence is the most important. And Bitcoin is a means to an end, not the end itself. Yeah, I think this sentence also reminded me to ignore one part. Yes, let me just one sentence for this picture. Yeah, and I think this picture also aligns with what Jen talked about in the 5th meeting. Then for the technologies, what's the goal of our technologies? It's only technology or something like that, or because you can find that during this process, all this part finally is related to how we look at the users, how we look at the humanities, how we look at the societies. Yeah, and I think that for the Web5, we can, through this technology, to achieve a really better future for the society, for the people, for our lovers, for our community members. Thank you. That's all.